What's up, guys? Gonna bring you a deck here I've been working on. It's not totally perfected yet, and obviously this is not original, but some of the touches are. And I just want to go over with you um, this deck that is called Assault Loam, or Seismic Loam, I prefer to call it, and it's based on the combo of Life from the Loam, which is an immensely powerful card, which I love. I just got these today, and I'm very happy to be playing with them. And you can do a lot with this card. What it does is return lands from your graveyard to your hand, and you can dredge it, and so you can draw this every turn. So in a way, you're almost drawing like 4 cards a turn if you dredge this, and then you're able to cast it and return target 3 lands every turn. So in a way, it provides an insane amount of card advantage, especially with cards that work with or from your graveyard, right? Now, the other namesake of the deck is Seismic Assault, which I have here in all of its white bordered glory. And what this is basically you can discard a land card to shock something. So once you get this into play, you have uncounterable shocks in your hand constantly, and you can provide a steady stream of them by casting Life from the Loam to return 3 lands from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can rebuy the Life from the Loam with your dredge. So you can really get this going as quite an engine, and it becomes very hard for someone to get out of that. So what other touches are in the deck? So in the deck we have a lot of cards that go with this plan. Flame Jab. So this has Retrace, which lets you recast it. So if you don't have your Loam Seismic Assault in play yet, you can cast the Flame Jab and rebuy it and use this as your recurring removal source to get rid of your opponent's creatures. I just played a game where opponent had Lingering Souls, and this pretty much blanked all his tokens by letting me cap them one at a time. Raven's Crime. If you have Raven's Crime with Life from the Loam, you can pretty much mind twist someone, and this becomes really powerful and really annoying. So the best thing about this is to play this to strip their hand of all possible answers before playing Seismic Assault. So then they're playing off the top of their deck. You can, if they keep a card in their hand, you can make them discard it at any time. So they can play maybe at most 1 card a turn. You're really slowing them down, especially when you can cast this, kill some things, kill them, whatever. It's a pretty sweet combo. Now, you'll notice this deck has 30 spells. So Young Pyro works pretty well in the deck, especially with all these spells that you can rebuy, like Flame Jab, cap them for 1, make a token. Raven's Crime, make them discard 1, get a token. Life from the Loam, draw 3 lands, make a token. So goes really well with all those spells. Goes really well with Smallpox, which lets you discard sack a token, discard a card which you really don't care about doing, sack a land which you really don't care about doing. So this becomes all negative for your opponent, as opposed to being a card that's kind of at parity. So really abusive deck for Smallpox. So we've got Looting to get things started. Ditch a couple cards in the yard so you can start dredging your Loam or whatever you want to do. Commune, I have this in here as a way to sort of search up Seismic Assault if you want it, or Young Pyro if you want that, and it ditches a whole bunch of cards in the bin, which isn't that much of a penalty. So it's kind of a nice, it's kind of like Dig Through Time almost, right? Sort of like a baby Dig Through Time, right? Tormenting Voice is another way to pitch something which isn't really a negative, and draw 2 cards. If you pitch Loam with this, you can then use one of your draws to dredge Loam back. So kind of nice synergy there. Terminates are just there to terminate, to kill whatever you need just killed dead, right? You know, so all around pretty very controlling kind of deck. So much synergy, so much card advantage. And let's talk about the lands. So the lands in this deck are important. I'm playing one of each basic just in case, and you know, save some life. We've got seven or eight fetch lands, 7 fetch lands, which is no surprise. Shock lands, which are also no surprise. And some interesting other things we have in here. One Urborg, because smallpox takes 2 black, and you know, you want to be able to Raven's Crime with all your lands, so Urborg kind of helps with that. I think this should be a cycle, right? There should be one of these in each color. That'd be sweet. So some other interesting things. Ghost Quarter and Tech Edge. So you can use Tech Edge over and over with Loam to make sure they only have 4 lands. If they're, you can Ghost Quarter over and over again and just keep killing all their lands till they have no more basics. And then this becomes Strip Mine with buyback. So pretty sweet card in the deck. Fengraph I put here in case, let's say, you know, you need a kill condition. They've somehow kept you from, you know, they've killed your Seismic Assault or whatever. We can use the Fengraph to get back a Pyro, you know, or we can use it to get back, yeah, Pyromancer. You know, now the other creature we have with buyback here is Zoetic Cavern, which this won me a game in a match I just played. Basically, this is a morph land. I was shocked they didn't reprint this in Khan's block. You know, it fit with the whole morph theme, and I don't think it's overpowered, but it's a pretty sweet card. So this is you know, a 3 mana 2/2 or a colorless land, and you can get it back with Life from the Loam over and over again. So it's kind of like a creature, you know, that you can keep getting, so you can use it to chump forever, or you know, you can, if they kill it, you can get it back, and it's a reusable threat. So I really like this in the deck. And you know, I used it to hold off a Geist of Saint Traff for a whole game, and that allowed me to win by flame jabbing my opponent to death, which was quite painstaking, but it worked, and I won at the last possible second thanks to Zoetic Cavern. So sideboard, you know, these, by the way, main deck is a work in progress. I'm thinking I might want some kind of like Eternal Witness or something like that to get back my one-ofs, like to get back the Terminates or other cards that don't naturally buy back, like Pyroclasm, right? Pyroclasm, pretty powerful sweeper, you know, just helps you against a lot of creature rush kind of decks. And, you know, the only problem, again, is if you bin it, there's no, with your dredging, there's no way to get it back. So that's a little annoying. So I'm trying to think if there's another way around that. Maybe I can play Rolling Tembler, but then that doesn't kill the tokens. Then again, Flame Jab does. Maybe Rolling Tembler is better than Pyroclasm. I think I'm going to make that change. Nature's Claim is there as a way to kill enchantments, like Leyline of the Void is a big problem. Although now that I think about it, maybe Ray of Revelation is better, because it's almost always more likely that you're going to bin something than actually have it in your hand. And I guess it wouldn't be much of a cost to put like one Godless Shrine or something in the deck. Okay, so I'm making changes as I do the deck tech, so that's interesting. Ancient Grudge, you know, is where I get that idea, because this kills an artifact, and it has flashbacks, and plus you can cast it from your hand or from the graveyard. Dark Blast is another dredging removal spell, although, you know, the Flame Jabs seem to be enough. It kind of does the same job, so I'm not sure. I think maybe that's redundant and it can go. Yeah. Dragon's Claw is there against burn because you can keep, you know, rebuying your Flame Jab when that'll, you know, you'll live forever. Brown Scale is also there for games where you want to, you know, gain life. I brought this in against that last deck I faced because it's also another threat. I mean, I know it's just a 2/3, but it's a 2/3 you can keep getting back and you gain life, and against some decks, you know, you might actually beat them with this card, which I did against, like I was playing again, it was kind of like an Esper control deck with Tasigur and Geist and Lingering Souls, plus, you know, counter spells, discard, and removal. So it worked to help me beat that. Zombie Infestation is another threat. I think like in game 2, where, you know, they're probably, you know, like, let's say you beat them with Young Pyromancer in game 1. I would board it out for Zombie Infestation because it's more resilient to removal. You know, you can make lots of 2/2s by loaming your lands, and you can fetch this out with Commune. So, you know what? I think I might do that. I'm going to make some adjustments here. And which land can I use one less of? I guess maybe I can cut an Overgrown Tomb, and we'll get yeah, so we'll update the deck. Why is it doing that? And I think it's a really powerful deck. I don't think it's the only way to build this. I think there's a lot of ways to build this deck. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways to build this, and it can be pretty fun. So, oh, because I have it filtering for a land. Okay. It's fun. It's powerful. You know, yeah, it's kind of soft-ish to Graveyard Hate, but you know, that doesn't mean it can't win. So I think it's worth giving a shot. The matches, this is not a quick deck to play. The matches can take quite a long time, so that's something to keep in mind. Oh, I only have one of these? Okay. Alright, anyway, sorry. The matches can take a long time, so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So give it a shot. Alright, and I'll record some matches with this probably tomorrow because I'm going to bed. Good night.